It's opening day. We're going to make some season predictions and get you set for tonight's game. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Ahoy, sailors. It is Thursday, March 27th, 2025. Happy opening day, everyone. This is Ty Gonzalez and Colby Patnode for the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, if you want to hear from me and Colby even more and help support the show, you can check out our Patreon. All you have to do to check that out is click the link in the description of this episode. So today, we're going to hand out our predictions for the 2025 Mariners. We're going to talk record, team MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, all that. Then we're going to get you set for tonight's season opener. We are officially in season mode now. So, yeah. Also, special hello to those of you watching or listening either on your way to the ballpark or at the ballpark. Let us know in the comments or, in the chat of the premiere of this video if you're going to be at the game tonight. We'd love to hear from you. So let's start with some predictions here, Colby, and start with the most important one of all. How many games is this team going to win?
All right. So over the last 3 years, I believe it's been 90. I want to say 88 or 89 the following year, and then 85 last year. The Pythagorean says that they should have won 90 games last year. So I do think that with the full season of a Rosarena and Robles, hopefully, bad things can happen. And hopefully the additions of a healthy Gabe Spire and eventually a healthy Matt Brash. If we assume, kind of ordinary injury luck throughout the rest of the roster, I think they'll push closer to 90 than they will 85. So I think I'm going to go with 89 and 73. But this is probably the widest range of potential outcomes I think the Mariners have put out there in 3 or 4 years. It certainly has the potential, like most teams do, but it certainly has the potential to be like, it's a rough year and they go 78 and 84, but they could also win, 90, 95 games if things break right. So I tend to think they'll be closer to that than they will be to collapse. But yeah, there's a wide range of potential outcomes here, but I think they settle in 88, 89 wins.
Again, I continue to flip-flop on the whole, are they going to win the division or not? Because, like we've seen with some of the prediction models, these three teams are bunched together. The Astros, the Rangers, and the Mariners. I don't see a clear-cut 90-win team here. I think, though, if you ask me if any of these teams are going to win 95-plus games this year, I'd say the Mariners. I think they have the clearest, highest upside of any of the three teams in this division. So for that reason, which was my reasoning for picking them to win the division when we did our season predictions a week ago, I'm picking them to win the division. And I'm going to sit at 88 and 74. I think that's a good spot for them. That's accounting for, some things are not going to go as you expect. And some things are going to go right that you didn't necessarily expect. And also this team is pretty well positioned to add at the deadline. And hey, maybe, whatever they do at the deadline is the thing that gets them to, 90 plus, 95 plus wins. But I feel like 88 is a good spot. I think that'll be enough to win this division just with how set up these teams are and how all five of these teams are going to kind of beat up on each other. Because at the very least, while I don't think the A's are there just yet in terms of competing for a playoff spot, they're going to be a lot more pesky than over the last couple of years. The Angels, the Mariners really struggled to beat them last year anyways. They're going to be pesky. So... yeah, I feel like all these teams all three of these, contending teams, the Rangers, the Astros, and the Mariners, going to wind up somewhere in the 84 to 88 win range when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's, a lot of questions about Texas and their rotation, and if it's really good, surprisingly, then they might win 95 games. But I think when you look at what's most likely to happen, is it more likely that the Mariners offense is surprisingly good relative to expectation, or is it more likely that the Rangers pitching is surprisingly good relative to expectation? And the Astros are the Astros. They're going to be in it till the end, no matter what.
Yep.
It's annoying, but you've handled them pretty well in the head-to-head matchups the last few years, and you absolutely destroyed Texas last year, but they got a lot better. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I do think that the winner of this division is going to win fewer than 90 games.
So when it comes to team MVP, I mean, we're both going to pick Julio, right?
Are we?
Okay. You going to pick someone else?
I'm taking Julio Rodriguez.
Exactly. So I guess the question more so is, how good of a year do you think Julio is going to have? Is he going to have the breakout year, the 7 to 10 win MVP caliber type of season that we're kind of hoping he'll have? Do you think that it's more like his rookie year where he was essentially a 6-win player, 140 plus WRC plus guy? Or is it, another year kind of like the one that he just had, or in even like 2023, where some mediocre months or just straight up bad months, and then like one huge, amazing, like God tier month that makes the overall numbers look pretty good?
Yeah. Julio's hitting 60. Mm-hmm. Does that
60
answer your
what?
question? 60% above, 10% below league average.
You've
I think he's
lost
going to
me.
be like I think he's going to be a 135, 140 WRC plus.
Gotcha.
And obviously, WRC plus, it's a very good stat. It's probably the best stat in terms of just all encompassing offense. But yeah, sometimes you can be power driven, sometimes you can be walk driven and all that. But I think Julio, pretty sure it's going to be mostly power driven. I think Julio's going to walk 7-8% of the time, and he's going to be aggressive. And so I think Julio can hit 35, 40 home runs. I think he'll probably hit about 30 this year. I'm interested to see how much he runs. Now I think the Mariners are going to be more aggressive, but do they maybe try and like just tamp down Julio's aggression because they don't need him to be the guy stealing bases anymore? They have Robles, they have Randy. They have some other options there who can, kind of move and all that. And I think you really want to keep Julio healthy, but he hasn't gotten hurt running the bases. So maybe that's just, I don't know, concern. But yeah, I think Julio's going to be 135, 140 WRC plus guy this year. And if he does that, then he's probably 6-7 win player. And then anything, extra, if he hits 40 home runs, if he, somehow improves his defense even more, then I think that's when you start getting to, MVP level territory. But I think we're going to see the Julio we saw in his rookie year, or at least a lot closer to that than the Julio we saw last year.
Yeah, I think we'll get like a slightly better rookie Julio. Like I think we'll get a clear, definitive 6 to 7 win player. I think he'll go 30-30. Probably drive in more runs than he did in his rookie year. So that probably just makes the overall numbers look a bit better than the rookie year. But I think that's pretty much the range that he winds up in. I don't think the peaks and valleys are going to be as high and as low as they have been the last couple of years.
I mean, just a little bit more consistency. There will obviously be times where he just struggles. There'll be times where he's red hot, but just kind of, even it out a little bit. So it's not such a, 48 WRC plus and then a 160 and then a 100. It's like, how about just, a bad month is 80 and you still have that month where you can go 150 and all of that. But, what's interesting about this conversation is that even if we were like, take Julio off the board, we would both have the same number 2. Like who's going to finish second? It's Cal Raleigh. So Cal Raleigh. Like, this is kind of an easy one. Pick whichever one you want. They're both fine answers. And whoever you don't pick is probably in your second spot anyway. So, the MVP discussion, really not that much to talk about. It's a 2-horse race.
Who's 3?
Now
that's kind of interesting, actually. Yeah. Like who rounds out the top 3 Mariners position players this year?
As a personal rule, I do not take pitchers for most valuable players.
That's why I made the distinction to say position player.
Right. I can't, even if Logan Gilbert wins the Cy Young, he is not the 3rd most valuable Mariner because he only impacted 33 games, at most. So, number 3, I think the easy answer here is Randy. But I think JP Crawford. I think I might go JP at 3.
I'm going to stick with my prediction from yesterday on our flag list. 4+ win season for Victor Robles.
Okay.
Yeah. Good to have him number 3. And then probably like Randy and JP to round out the top 5. Yeah.
It'd be nice if Polo entered the discussion. That'd be incredible.
Great. Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much a standard top 5.
Yeah. Don't want to disrespect Luke Rayleigh though.
No,
have a really good year and enter that conversation for sure.
It's just, how many opportunities is he going to get against lefties and how is he going to do in those limited opportunities?
He's still probably going to play like 75% of the games this year though.
He'll probably get about 450 plate appearances.
Yeah.
Instead of 600. So again, part-time players, it's kind of hard to even, it's a little disrespectful to call Luke Rayleigh a part-time player, but he's, he gets 30% of the games off baked in. So I think Rayleigh's probably 6 though. So I think most people's like rankings of the 13 position players.
I feel like the hierarchy, of the position player group is pretty clear for the most part.
Yeah, you might flip 1 or 2 guys, but I think there's clearly different tiers and levels that are, I think, mostly universally agreed on.
For sure. All right, so we're going to get into Team Cy Young, Team Rookie of the Year, all that in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by Prize Picks and Supply House. Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better way to get in on the action than with Prize Picks, the best place for daily fantasy sports. With Prize Picks, you pick more or less on at least 2 player projections, and if you're right, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Whether it's strikeouts, RBI, or first inning runs, Prize Picks keeps every game exciting. Building my lineup is easy, and this week I'm picking Aaron Judge for more than 1 home run and Shohei Ohtani for more than 1 stolen base. It's that simple. Setting up a lineup takes less than 60 seconds, and when you win, your payout is quick, safe, and secure. I always take advantage of Taco Tuesday, where Prize Picks offers discounts on select player projections for even more value. Download the app today and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is a reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. You're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. Before we get back into our season predictions for the Mariners, hey, we got this giveaway going on right now, and we've reached another one of our goals, so that adds another prize to the grand prize that one of you is going to win. What was that, Colby?
Yeah, so we reached 12.9 K. So now the Felnin Celestin autograph card, numbered out of 15, is in the prize pack. So, yeah, right now we've got Robles, JP, Eugenio Suarez, and a Felnin Celestin autograph card all in the prize pack, as well as $100 in Simply Seattle gift certificates. So next up is 12.9.5. And at that point, you get the last gift certificate that we're offering, and then 13K, we max out and you get the Laz Montez card, and that would be a total of 5 autograph cards and $125 of Simply Seattle gift certificates. We're close. We're getting there.
Yeah,
and you have
pretty sweet.
A week from today is when the contest ends. So
yeah, you guys are killing it right now. So thank you guys for all of your help and helping us get to this point. Let's get to 13K and let's get you that grand prize.
Yes, and if you're just now learning about this, where you've been, but also, yeah, all you have to do to enter.
Also, welcome.
Yes, welcome. Mm-hmm. All you have to do to enter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and leave a comment.
That's right.
You can leave a comment on any of the video or all of the videos if you want that we have put out between last Thursday and next Thursday. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like I said, just leave a comment. You're entered once. You can leave that's 10 videos. You can leave 10 comments and you'll have 10 entries in there. And Ty and I will just pick a random video and then a random comment. And when I say Ty and I mean, I'll use software that I use to pick a random video, and then we'll pick a random comment from that video. And that person is going to have the opportunity to win it all. So yeah, just subscribe, leave a comment, and you're good to go. And even though we don't ask for it, feel free to leave a like too. I mean, that's also cool. No bonus points or anything, but vibes. And we know that karma is the rule of the universe. So
that's right. We love vibes around here. Big
Think
vibes,
about
guys.
that when you leave your comment too. Although honestly, the funnier it is, the better it is for us. Like it just whatever.
Terms and conditions in the description of this episode, whether you're watching or listening to it. All right, so Team Cy Young. This is a more interesting conversation than the MVP one. Who will be the best pitcher on the Mariners 2025? Other than Emerson Hancock, of course.
The undying optimism and acceptance of such a bad pitcher from this fan base is mind-boggling. Yeah, so here's a little misdirection for you. Logan Gilbert will be the American League Cy Young, but the best pitcher on this roster will be his teammate, Bryce Miller.
How does that work out?
Because the national media know Logan Gilbert, and he's already a darling, and they don't quite know Bryce Miller that well yet. So Miller will have the better numbers. Gilbert will win the popularity contest.
Interesting.
And in all reality, they'll probably both finish behind Tariq Skubal just because he's really good.
He's pretty darn good. He's pretty darn good at that baseball thing. Yeah. I know Gilbert is a favorite for people though. He's a top 3 favorite at least. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen him crop up in a lot of predictions. And yeah, it makes a ton of sense. It's clearly that's the next step for Logan, right? If he's going to take a next step, it's that. It's becoming a legitimate Cy Young contender. Yeah, but I'm going with Bryce Miller too.
No,
I'm so
I changed my answer.
Oh,
Logan Gilbert, all in.
All right, cool. I'll be the one who picks Bryce Miller then.
Brian Wu, all in. No, Luis Castillo, all in.
Yeah.
See, now I can just cut whichever one of those ends up being the best and just throw it out. Notice I didn't say George Kirby.
Yeah, I did notice that. Except I'm the one that edits the show, so I'll just pick whichever one you least prefer.
I have access to the episode too. I could just change it. So, no, I think. I mean, you could legitimately pick any of the 5 guys. Although it'd be pretty tough for Kirby. You'd have to be really good if he misses this first month to catch up. But yeah, I think I'll go with Bryce. But yeah, you could pick any of the 5 and I could buy it.
Yeah, I'll go with Bryce. I mean, he's got to improve against lefties and he's got to improve on the road,
which he started to do last year.
Yeah, but there was a stark difference between his home and road splits and his lefty and righty splits last year.
You take it to the second half.
Yeah,
it's not as bad. Stark of a difference. Yeah,
not as bad.
He's working on it.
And obviously, the splitter was the best splitter in baseball among starters. That is, it was
only by run value.
It was behind Mark Leiter. That was the only pitcher that he finished behind in terms of run value. Now he has this cutter. I think he will generate some more swing and miss this year. I think he finally averages over a strikeout per inning.
Then again, if he's just exactly the dude he was last year, that's totally fine too.
That's more than fine too.
Yeah.
But if he is just that dude, he's probably not the best pitcher in this rotation. It's probably still Logan.
Yeah, although I think Bryce deserved Cy Young votes last year.
He did. He did. Yeah.
I don't remember the exact stat, but the list of players who threw more innings with a lower ERA than Bryce last year is all the elite dudes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bryce, I mean, and again, the whole point of pitching, right? Throw a lot of innings, give up very few runs, as few runs as possible. Bryce is one of the best in baseball doing that last year.
Yeah, and speaking of the elite dudes, I think he establishes himself as an elite dude this year.
Yeah.
So, Rookie of the Year. This is also very interesting. A lot of different ways you could go about this. Far more interesting conversation this year than last year.
Yes. Let me ask you this, Ty. Is Ryan Bliss still a rookie, or does he not count because he spent
I don't know.
60 days?
I don't know. Does he? I honestly have no clue.
I can't imagine he's not. That's such a stupid, like, oh, he got 55 plate appearances last year, so he's not eligible to be rookie of the year. Like, what are we doing? Like, who won it last year? And they like Jason Dominguez debuted like 4 years ago, and he's the favorite to win rookie of the year this year. So
I'm pretty sure, according to the rules, he wouldn't be eligible because he was on the team for 61 days. I think the cutoff is 60. So I'm not sure if like by MLB's rules he would be eligible.
Are we using MLB's stupid rules or not?
Whatever. I'm just like, throwing that out there.
Who hasn't played a full season?
All right. If you want to count Ryan Bliss, we can count Ryan Bliss. Is that your pick?
No.
Okay.
I was just curious as well. I don't know. Who are you picking? Because I feel like Cole Young is the obvious answer here.
Part of me wants to pick Harry Ford. I'm just going to be honest about that.
Okay.
Part of me just wants to throw him out there.
We talked about him a lot on yesterday's.
We did. I'll be honest. Yeah. Yesterday's conversation did kind of push me in that direction today. But I don't know. Safest bet is, if we're counting Ryan Bliss, the safest bet is Ryan Bliss. And I am high on Ryan Bliss. He was on my flag list yesterday.
You're what?
So
play the music now.
Flag players, pick them right. Sing it in the comments below. God, that song sucks, but it was great for content.
People seem to like it.
People did seem to like it. Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. There are a lot more options this year because we could also go like Brandon Garcia. We could go
Hunter Cranton.
Yeah, maybe even Hunter Cranton or Cole Young, or I don't know. Technically, you could do Shenton or Locklear, and you could make a case. Although, maybe not so much on Locklear, but if you really believe in him, go for it. I will take. I know it's boring, but I kind of dig Ryan Bliss, and I think Bliss is going to keep Cole Young. Like, he's going to perform well enough that he will keep Cole Young in the minors for long enough that would be very difficult for Young to factor into this conversation.
Is Bliss your pick?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if there was an unsung hero on this team, who do you think it winds up being?
Ryan Bliss.
Ryan Bliss. Yeah, that's a good answer. It's a good answer. I'm going to go Donnie Barrels. I'm going to go Donnie.
Okay. Solano. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. I'm going to go Gabe Spire, actually.
Ooh, love that call. It's a good call. Yeah.
So, yep. Manager of the year. I'm going to go Manny Acta. I don't think Dan survives the year.
Dan has he's the favorite to win AL Manager of the Year. It's crazy.
Okay, what are we doing? Ugh. I
mean, it does make sense. Like, new manager, first full year for Dan. High upside ball club that could win its division.
Yeah, if he wins the first division in 20 plus years, first year at the helm, blah 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 blah. Yeah. We know how stupid that award is. But yeah, sure, whatever.
That's why we didn't even include it in our season predictions last week.
Who cares? Executive of the year, is it going to be Dipoto? Is it going to be Hollander? I'm going Kevin Martinez.
Ooh,
technically an executive.
Shout out to Kevin.
That's right.
All right, so hey, the Barons play a real baseball game tonight in about, 5 hours from the time this is going to premiere. So let's talk about it in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by wonderful Pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. Personally, I love the no shells variety. It's the perfect grab and go snack for busy days. Whether I'm snacking at my desk or on a road trip or just need a quick protein boost, they're always my go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite. Get snackin' and get crackin' with a snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. It is opening day. Mariners and A's tonight at 7:10 Pacific time. Logan Gilbert versus Luis Severino, who just signed that 3-year, $67 million deal with the A's. It's the first opening day start of Logan Gilbert's career. Thoughts heading into this game, Colby?
Yeah, obviously it's exciting. We get, Cal is going to get his awards today, and he'll get the big ovation at that time and all of that stuff. And, there's still some time to announce the Logan Gilbert extension. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Or, I'll take Bryce Miller too. Or Brian Wood. Any of them would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty cool too. I hadn't even thought of this, but, we know like the Cal and the Logan, like their connection and their friendship and all that, that they're the starting battery on opening day. And you just kind of think that these two guys literally just followed each other to the big leagues from low A Modesto, all the way through. They were with it. They promoted Logan. They promoted Cal right with them. Like they kept these guys together for as long as they possibly could in the minors. So basically every step along the way, these two guys have been, each other's right-hand man. Yeah. Like I don't even know how many of Logan's starts he threw to not Cal Raleigh. I can think of one, the one he threw in San Francisco, probably his best start, which happened to be with Tom Murphy behind the dish. So, it's just like these two guys are connected in a way I don't think the Mariners have seen since Jamie Moyer and Dan Wilson. It's pretty cool that they are the starting battery here on opening day, as long as, Cal doesn't get Zanino'd or Marjamud, depending on how you want to look at it. So, yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's one of my favorite trivia questions, random, by the way.
Who's the catcher in 2017?
Yeah. Have you ever done like those Sporkle quizzes where it's like, try and remember the opening day lineups? Yeah. That's like the first one that I do, by the way. It's always the first one that comes to mind. It's like Mike Marjama. I have to put that down.
Yep.
Anyway,
don't want to forget Mike Marjama. So that's pretty cool that they are the opening day battery after kind of just really simultaneously having the climb to the big leagues and all that together is really cool. I hadn't even thought about that. Shannon Dreyer mentioned that. Just in terms of we know how important, or we know how cool opening day is. It's awesome for all the reasons. The Mariners do a great job with everything they do, all the ceremony and all that before. I think, just in general, there will be a baseball game played after all the pageantry. And it's a pretty good matchup. It's Logan versus Severino. Severino, good year last year. I believe the Mariners touched him up pretty good on Saturday night.
It was Sunday night baseball.
That's right. I couldn't remember that was Mania or that was.
Mania was the game where Bliss homered.
Yeah.
So, I think that was the Friday because they were wearing the City Connects.
Cal got him a couple times in that game, if I'm not mistaken, too. Severino.
So Severino gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. The Mariners wound up winning 12-1, if you remember. And Jorge Polanco and Cal Raleigh went yard off of him each. And Cal ended up hitting a second home run later in that game, which I think was a grand slam. Not mistaken. 3-run home run.
I think it was a 3-run bomb. Whatever. Yeah. They crushed them. It was the height when we're all like, "Oh my God, the Mariners! It's Jason Bourne."
It was when they went 5-1 against. Yeah, it was when they went 5-1 against the Phillies and the Mets combined, and then that road trip happened.
1-8 on that road trip,
and Scott Service got fired.
Yeah, that was the height of the vibes for last year's club.
Yeah.
But Severino, overall good pitcher. We know how hard it is to hit T-Mobile Park, particularly in March and April and May. It's going to be not chilly by Seattle standards. Its first pitch is supposed to be about 50, 55, which is fine. The wind, it doesn't sound like it's going to be as big of a factor, but it is blowing not in from the stadium. It's blowing out. It's blowing, north, or it's supposed to anyway. So, it might not be as drastic of a thing, but we do need to keep in mind that typically games at T-Mobile Park are low scoring. I would expect this one to be low scoring as well. I would highly recommend the Mariners be leading after 8 innings, because I don't think you want to face Mason Miller and his 104-mile-an-hour fastball when it's probably going to be about 42 degrees. That being said, the Mariners did touch up Mason Miller. They only saw him like 2 or 3 times last year, but
Julio got him and Luke Raley got him.
Yeah. So club can hit the fastball a little bit. So yeah, I think this will be a really interesting game. Again, at the end of the day, like, does this game not mean anything because it's only the first one of 162? I don't know. Ask me in October. As I sit in the ballpark at game 162 going like, oh man, just missed again. So I don't know. Maybe
if only they won that game on March 27th.
Yeah, that's right. If only they beat the Red Sox on opening day last year. So yeah, now the Mariners are pretty good on opening day, but they lost last year. And honestly, them being good on opening day really hasn't done much. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a pretty good pitching matchup. The A's are a pretty fun team, actually, with Butler and Rooker. They made some moves this offseason. So, the A's in Seattle picking things up right where they left off last year, funnily enough. So, yeah, I'm excited to see Logan make his first opening day start. I hope he can control his emotions a little bit, which usually isn't a problem for him. And I'd like to see the offense scratch out, 3 or 4 runs, and everybody get healthy, stay healthy, and all of that. And the Mariners kind of dodged some bullets with some hit by pitches the last week of the camp. So it's nice to see Robles. I assume he's going to be leading off. He'll be in there. Probably won't see Garver tonight, probably tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this ball club. I'm excited to see Cal, get the recognition he deserves, both in terms of the awards he won and, choosing to stay here and all of that. And I'm just, it's Julio, it's Randy, it's Victor, it's JP, it's Cal. And it's very exciting. And it's the first step of a marathon. And at some point halfway through, you'll be like, oh my God, is this over yet? And at some point you'll be like, you'll have that runner's high. And it's just really exciting. Yeah. That opening day every year is just kind of the first step in a long journey. And hopefully this year is the year the Mariners season doesn't end until late October. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. So real quick on Gilbert, he pitched against the A's 3 times last year, 18 2/3 innings. The A's slashed just 154, 167, 308 against him. They scored 6 runs, 5 earned on 10 hits with 21 strikeouts, just 1 walk. And this A's offense, pretty much the same as it was last year. They added Gio Urshela. They added Luis Arias, common Luis Arias W.
You better hope not.
And imagine, right? And
you have to imagine that hard. It's very
Max
Mariners
Muncy,
thing to have happen.
Max Muncy, the other one, is making his debut potentially tonight, or at least at some point.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
In the series. So yeah. So look out for that. Want to make this quick note here. Probably the guy you fear the most in this lineup, Brent Rooker, who has openly said he loves hitting at T-Mobile Park. Logan has handled him pretty well. Brent Rooker is 1 for 13 with 7 strikeouts against Logan Gilbert. So keep an eye on that.
First inning home run then? Is that what you're saying?
Clearly. Yeah.
Hopefully he gets Lawrence Butler out then. Yeah, one note on Severino. He is a fastball heavy dude. It is his best pitch. He throws very hard, gets a lot of soft contact with it. So the Mariners are going to see a lot of fastballs in this game. And as we know, fastballs, because of the batter's eye, they can be a tough pitch to handle when when it's thrown up in the zone, particularly from a lower arm slot. Severino's pretty much a true 3/4 guy, so we'll see if that's a difference. But just keep in mind, you're probably going to see a ton of fastballs from Severino tonight. And he throws hard. He's going to throw 95, 96, and he is very good, or at least it was last year, at avoiding the barrel and avoiding hard contact. And he does that primarily with the fastball. So it would be a nice test for the Mariners, who, again, really handled him very well last year.
So that's going to do it for us. Tomorrow's show, we will have our first game recap of the season, and then we'll get you set for the rest of the weekend series. So we'll talk about Friday's game, Saturday and Sunday, go through all the pitching matchups and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. For Colby Patnode, I'm Titan Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at @LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Titan Gonzalez and Colby at CPAT11. That's CPAT11. We're also on Blue Sky. You can follow me at TDG, Colby at MLB Colby, and the show at Locked On Mariners. Have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you next time. Go M's. Peace.